The bass thrummed through my chest as I nursed my whiskey, watching bodies move under strobing lights. Provenza at midnight, where reality bends and everyone's selling something. I met her in a club in Medellin, one of those sleek Provenza spots where the music pounds like your heartbeat and every woman looks like she stepped out of a fantasy. I wasn't hunting that night. Just another Tuesday, another drink, another attempt to cut through expat loneliness. The usual suspects were there: Instagram models, working girls, local socialites slumming it for thrills. Then I saw Camilla. She didn't move like the others, no sultry glances or strategic positioning. She sat alone, scrolling her phone with genuine boredom. When our eyes met, she looked away, almost shy. In a place where everyone was performing, she seemed real. I bought her a drink. She accepted with a quiet gracias and a smile that didn't reach her eyes. We talked, or rather, I talked while she listened, responding with thoughtful questions that caught me off guard. She didn't ask about my work or compliment my Spanish. "I hate this place," she said suddenly, looking around with genuine disdain. "But I need the money." Camila was 23, from a small town outside Medellin. Her father died when she was 18, leaving her mother to raise 3 siblings on a seamstress's salary. She'd moved to the city looking for work, but without a degree, options were limited. "I'm saving for school," she said over the music. "I want to study tourism, help people see the real Colombia, not just..." She gestured at the club around us. Her English was surprisingly good. Actual conversation, not memorized phrases. She talked about books, places she wanted to visit, dreams that felt too specific to be lies. "I don't want to do this forever," she said, and something in her voice made me believe her. What happened next feels embarrassingly predictable now, but in the moment, it felt like destiny. I became her knight in shining armor, or at least her gringo with a decent bank account. We started meeting outside the club, coffee dates in Laureles, walks through Parques del Rio, a weekend trip to Guatapé where she marveled at the colorful houses like seeing them for the first time. "I've never been here with someone like you," she said as we climbed the rock. "Someone who actually cares what I think." I found her an apartment in a safe neighborhood, nothing fancy, but clean and secure. 2 bedrooms so her youngest sister could visit. I helped her enroll in English classes. She showed me her schedule, textbooks, homework assignments. She quit the club. At least, that's what she told me. For 3 months, I lived the expat dream. Beautiful, intelligent girlfriend who appreciated what I was doing for her. She cooked real Colombian food, introduced me to friends, even waved to my mom on video calls. "Tu novio es muy gentil," her mother said, beaming through the screen. Camilla would curl up next to me, practicing English by reading tourism magazines. She'd trace routes on maps, planning tours she'd give one day. When she talked about our future, it felt genuine. "I want to show people the Colombia I know," she said one evening. "Not the drugs or violence, the beauty, the culture, the people who work hard and dream big." I was hooked, not just on her, but on the story we were writing together. The first red flag was small, a missed call, a text that took hours to answer. She started having family emergencies that required canceling our plans. "My sister is sick," she'd say, or "I have to help my mom." I understood. Family comes first in Colombian culture, but the emergencies were becoming frequent, explanations vague. Then came the night that changed everything. I hadn't heard from Camilla in 24 hours. Calls went straight to voicemail. I was genuinely worried. Maybe something happened to her family, maybe she was in trouble. So I went looking for her. I checked her apartment, no answer. Called her friends. They hadn't seen her. Finally, almost without thinking, I found myself walking past the club where we'd met. There she was, sitting at a VIP table with some middle-aged European laughing at something he said, her hand on his arm, champagne in the other. She looked exactly like the night I met her, beautiful, charming, available, like she'd never left. I stood in the shadows, watching the woman I thought I knew perform for another audience. Same shy smile, same thoughtful nods, same way of looking away, just long enough to make him lean in closer. I didn't confront her. I just watched and understood. When I brought it up 2 days later, she cried, real tears. She told me she'd run out of money for her sister's medicine, that it was just one night, that she hated herself for going back. I didn't want to ask you for more money, she sobbed. You've already done so much, but I didn't know what else to do. I wanted to believe her so badly, so I did. I gave her money for the medicine, held her while she cried, told her we'd figure it out together. I'll never go back, she promised. But the pattern was established. Late responses, mysterious absences, elaborate excuses. 3 weeks later, my friend Marcus sent me a screenshot. A Tinder profile, Camilla's face, different name. Isabella, 24, looking for something real with a mature man. The photos were recent, some I recognized from our trips together, others were new, professional shots. I started digging, reverse searched her photos and found a second Instagram account. Different name, different story, dozens of pictures with different men, all gringos, all roughly my age, all with the same dopey expression I probably wore. Hotel pools in Cartagena, rooftop bars in Bogota, coffee farm getaways, all the places she'd told me she'd never been with someone like me. The captions were carefully crafted, exploring beautiful Colombia with amazing people, grateful for new adventures, living my best life. The comments opened my eyes. Other men thanking her for wonderful memories, older posts with different guys, all following the same pattern. The shy girl who needed saving, the ambitious student, the grateful woman who'd found her prince. I wasn't the exception. I was the pattern. Camilla didn't want saving. She wanted support, emotional, financial, social, just long enough to find the next guy who'd play along. The English classes were real. The apartment was real. The tourism dreams were real. But they weren't about building a future with me. They were about building a business around me and men like me. She'd upgraded her game. Instead of charging by the hour, she was charging by the month. Instead of selling her body, she was selling the fantasy of saving her. I ended things cleanly. No drama, no accusations. I simply told her I knew about the other accounts, the other men, the other stories. She didn't deny it or argue. She just looked at me with something that might have been respect. "You're smarter than most," she said quietly. "Most guys never figure it out." "How many?" I asked. She shrugged. "There are a lot of lonely expats in this city, and a lot of Colombian women who need to survive." She packed and left that afternoon. I kept paying rent through the month, not for her, but for me. Ending things cleanly was the only way to maintain dignity. The financial loss wasn't devastating. A few thousand over 4 months, expensive, but not life-ruining. The real cost was harder to calculate. I'd lost faith in my judgment, lost the ability to take romantic encounters at face value, lost the beautiful simplicity of believing love could bloom in unlikely places. But I'd gained something too. I learned that the most dangerous scams aren't the crude ones targeting tourists. They're the sophisticated ones targeting your emotions, your desire to be needed, your fantasy of being someone's salvation. Camilla taught me that the most successful working girls aren't the ones who look like sex workers. They're the ones who look like girlfriends. She understood something many expats don't. We're not just looking for sex or companionship. We're looking for meaning. We want to feel important, valuable, needed. We want to believe our presence, our money, our attention can make a difference. And maybe it can, but learning to tell the difference is the price of admission to understanding this complex, beautiful, dangerous country. So if you're dating in Colombia, or anywhere new, remember this: not every woman in the club is waiting for a way out. Some already know exactly where they're going. You're just one stop along the way. That doesn't make them evil. It makes them entrepreneurs. But it does make you a customer, not a boyfriend. And the sooner you understand the difference, the better off you'll be. The women who really want saving aren't usually in the clubs. They're in universities, offices, normal places where normal people meet. The ones in the clubs are there for a reason. And that reason probably isn't to find true love with a gringo. But hey, that's just one man's story. Your mileage may vary. If this story helped you avoid a similar situation, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more real stories from gringos navigating Latin America, the good, the bad, and the expensive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.